And welcome back to What If, and our today's one shot comes us from CJM, who asked the question, what if Hinata learned the Chidori? And yes, I am very well aware, this is not the Chidori. If you say you got the wrong image, I know you didn't actually watch the video. So you just click on it and be like, he's got it wrong! No, but the thing is, this is probably the closest thing in the anime that Hinata does that can look like the Chidori. Even though it is technically fire, I mean, technically it's just chakra shaped like lion heads, but it has a fiery like texture to or consistency to it. But there was a shot I really liked from the pain fight that looked closer to what the Chidori would look like. But anytime I tried to use it for the image, it just wouldn't take or wouldn't be usable. So this is what we're using. Deal with it. But on to the actual question: what if Hinata learned the Chidori? The question would be the immediate question would be, when would she use it? How would she use it? Now, given that this is a one shot, you can tell this probably isn't going to be playing a big factor in the series until probably the end. Because at no point in part one do I see Hinata actually learning the Chidori. The Chidori is Kakashi's move. She would have to learn it from Kakashi. That's just it. That or Sasuke. And Sasuke's not going to teach her for obvious reasons. So she would have to learn it from Kakashi. My guess is when we see her, when we see her after the 3-year time skip, might be when she has been practicing it. During the 3-year time skip, she might have gone to Kakashi and asked if she knew, now she has a lightning chakra, is it possible to teach her the Chidori? And Kakashi would probably think about this. And, well, to be honest, the Chidori is not easy to use unless you have a Sharingan. Although, and he thinks about it, and I think I brought this up in the Naruto Byakugan's video. The Byakugan should, in theory, we know they are derived from the Rinnegan. Well, technically they're not. We know the Byakugan is actually like the Kekkei Genkai of the Otsutsuki, as well as a couple of other things. But that's actually their main eye technique, and it just got passed down and transferred basically to the Hyuga. Whereas the Rinnegan is actually got devolved into the Sharingan. And that's a bare bones explanation of it, but basically the Sharingan actually came from the Rinnegan, whereas the Byakugan was actually just its own thing. Although you could make an argument it came from the Tenseigan. Anyway, it came from that. So, but still, the belief at the time was that they had a common ancestry, which I guess in the broad strokes way they kind of did. But so Kakashi thinks, I was like, oh, we could try it. But he decides first to basically, we're going to have to learn to pick up speed. Let's practice it with your lightning chakra. He tests Hinata's Byakugan to see if it could handle the tunnel vision. And for the sake of this argument, we will say that, yes, the Byakugan could handle the tunnel vision. I honestly don't see a reason why it probably couldn't. It doesn't have the same type of perception as the Sharingan does, but then again, its perception is still pretty impressive. So, and it's just different. So, in fact, if anything, maybe the X-ray vision of Byakugan could counteract the tunnel vision, because your view of the world has suddenly just drastically changed. So maybe that's how she compensates with it. And so she spends the next 3 years plus trying to learn the Chidori. I think she also works on the Lion Fist as well. But she basically creates the Gentle Fist Chidori, and because of that, is able to form a whole new style with the Chidori. Basically, two-hand Chidori, Gentle Fist style. Don't have to turn the Chidori off. You can just contain the chakra in your hand and just attack with it. That's dangerous as F. Now, granted, she can also still use it in the jabbing motion as well. It's just she also now has a different fighting style with it. Anywho, so the question would then be, when would Hinata have an opportunity to break out the Chidori in the Naruto storyline? Really, the only times we could have her break it out would be during the war arc or against Pain. Against Pain, I still think she would break out the Lion Fist first. But I think she would definitely be more inclined to break out the Chidori during the war arc. She'd most likely be taking out a lot more Zetsu clones that way. And maybe even having a way to kind of put down some Edo Tenseis more effectively temporarily. Not actually put them down, but because it's a piercing weapon, as opposed to... I don't actually know what the effect of the Twin Lion's fists is. Let me see here. Development, usage. Okay, user charges a shape of chakra released from both hands into large guardian lion-shaped shrouds. Doing so greatly increases range and destructive power. The lion hands drain the chakra network of those they touch. It is an extremely difficult ability to learn, as the slightest mistake, chakra control will lead to failure. Meaning is a feat requiring the Byakugan. The technique can be used in conjunction with. Okay, so basically, it's not really destructive so much as just completely siphons off the chakra of the target it hits. That's still pretty messed up. But yeah, so this would be her put you down in a way that could theoretically kill you from chakra exhaustion or just the impact, but more is just the I want to not kill my opponent way of beating someone versus the Chidori where she just says, screw it. Hopefully, let me be fair. Is this a fire technique? It is not classified as a elemental chakra. So in theory, she could meld the Chidori with the the gentle step twin lion fist. She could meld those two together. And instead of these giant fiery chakra lion heads, she'd suddenly get these giant bolts of electricity. Instead of draining the chakra network, she could maybe just fry it down to its complete system at that point, which would be pretty effing awesome. Sadly, though, this doesn't mean anything for her character, her abilities, like her actual combat ability. She would still have the level of combat ability she has. Maybe they'd be increased slightly because she also had to train for a different technique. Her speed might be a bit faster. She might have even been able to she almost tagged Pain anyway, so you could maybe make an argument. And I mean, it's probably a loose argument, but you could maybe make an argument she might actually be able to tag the Diva Path with a Chidori Lion Fist, or just the Chidori. I don't think the Lion Fist, personally, but I don't know. I think, though, her speed would be increased in terms of just her straight on, like, running straight line speed, not her actual combat speed, which is already pretty fast anyway. So I think that's what you would see developed with the Chidori in terms of her physical ability getting any sort of increase. Sadly, her just reflexes like that wouldn't be increased very much, although counter argument, because she would incorporate it into another gentle fist style, the gentle lightning or gentle fist Chidori lightning style, whatever you want to call the style, or gentle fist thousand birds. I mean, there you go, because that's what Chidori I think roughly translates to, is like 1,000 birds tweeting or chirping or something like that. So yeah, ultimately it really wouldn't matter that much for the story. It would just be a cool thing to see Hinata have. One thing, though, you could make the argument for is she could, in theory, pass this technique down to Himawari or Boruto, the Chidori. Hold on, let me see here. I know for a fact Boruto has a lightning chakra element, which he inherited from her mother, or from his mother. But let's see here. Hinabi. Does Hinabi have... that's Hinata. What am I talking about? I want Himawari. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, so there's Hinata, who has both a fire and a lightning chakra. By the way, I don't think anyone was seeing that coming. I think all of us were just assuming that she was going to have a water type, because it just, with her personality and like the way she kind of holds up, it would really have made sense that she would have had a water type one. So Himawari, I always butcher her name. Himawari does not have a confirmed chakra element right now, because she's not a ninja right now. She's not even an academy student. I don't think she's only, what's her age? She's only 10. As of the Boruto movie, which is probably, roughly speaking, in the time frame of the Boruto era right now. So she would be going into the academy right around now, but she's not an academy student. She does not have a confirmed chakra element right now. I mean, I'm double checking right now to be sure. No, there's no confirmed chakra element. But assuming she had a lightning chakra, Hinata could easily pass this down to Himawari. She could pass it down to Boruto, but without the Byakugan or the Byakugan or the Sharingan, without basically a consistent dojutsu to rely on. I think she would find it not very smart to have Boruto learn that, particularly because even though she loves her son, I think she's also aware that he was a little full of himself, to be certain. Loud, energetic, stubborn, and not unlike his father, even possessing a real tick. He has a high opinion of himself, freely brags about his abilities. Great that he did improve. I know he has improved since the series gone on, but yeah, one of the reasons I was not attracted to Boruto as a story. Just it's not to beat the whole Velma train or anything like that, but it's one of the reasons I didn't even bother watching Velma. I could already tell based on the things I saw, based on people's reviews and the clips I saw from those reviews. I'm like, I would absolutely loathe watching this show, and I'm not going to give it the satisfaction of hate watching it. Anywho, so yeah, Boruto does have the Jogan. He began to subconsciously activate the Jogan in his right eye, prompting a prophetic dream imparted by Toneri Otsutsuki and appearance of Nu. Originally, the eye was only instinctively activated times a great threat, as it remained dormant again for an extended period of time until facing Momoshiki. Later, however, by age 16, he was able to activate it. Well, Dojutsu grants the ability to detect things generally unseen by the normal eye. It can perceive the flow of chakra, enabling Boruto to see the visual changes in one's chakra, and likewise track a target through their chakra, and also determine the chakra pathway system key points, basically, and see through dimensional connections. This dojutsu would not be beneficial for using the Chidori. So, yeah, she probably wouldn't pass it on to Boruto. She'd probably wait for Himari to come of age and see if she could learn it or not. So, long short, that's what if Hinata would learn the Chidori. Not the most enthralling what if, but there you go. Now, look, if you want me to do something like this, but you want it to be more like, oh no, she's on Team 7 or something like that, or she's, to be fair, I think I had her learn it when I put her on Team 7 in my, when she's on Team 7 what if. I can't remember completely on that one. I have had it, so she has learned it before, I'm pretty sure. But you can't just ask me, what if she learned this? Well, okay, great. But look at her. Why would her learning that give her a bigger role in the story? If you wanted to have a bigger role in the story and still have the other what if, you're going to have structure your suggestion a bit differently. But anyway, I digress. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Hit that bell if you want to be notified. I'll see you later.